Europe heading for a recession, a brutal winter is ahead. The EU's, the European Union's economic dystopia in 7 charts, and I'll leave a link below for the article. You can see the chart. Basically, they're just terrible downtrends, and you have the map having to do with the unemployment. The darker areas have the most unemployment. Now, the moment of truth will come in September when Economy Commissioner Gentiloni will present the new forecast for the Eurozone in 2023. The numbers don't lie. The EU economy is going through very tough times. The latest economic data paint a mixed picture. Unemployment is at a record low, and although inflation has slowed, it remains stubbornly high. Economic growth is stagnant. Efforts by the European Central Bank to curb price growth through a series of aggressive rate hikes have proved difficult. New data released on Monday show that despite a sharp drop in energy prices, inflation in the Eurozone is still well above the European Central Bank's 2% target. Specifically, in the month of July, it reached 5.3%. Blame it on volatile food prices and high service prices. So if you're worried, you're not the only one. European Union business and consumer confidence in the bloc's economy has steadily declined since the start of the year. But don't panic, at least not yet. GDP data released on Monday, July 31st, suggests the Eurozone is likely to avoid recession. However, the EU Economy Commissioner Paolo Gentiloni acknowledged last week that after the stagnation at the start of the year, growth is likely to remain subdued for the rest of 2023. The moment of truth will come in September, when Gentiloni will present the new forecast for the Eurozone in 2023. He cautioned that the picture is likely to be less optimistic than anticipated. A gross domestic product, GDP, quarterly gross domestic product in the EU and the Eurozone in percentage change compared to the previous quarter. GDP forecasts for the EU and the Euro area were published by the European Commission and the International Monetary Fund, and the bars, of course, represent the month for each forecast. Central banks have tried to curb price growth by raising interest rates, which will cause businesses and households to spend more and save less. On July 27, the European Central Bank raised interest rates in the Eurozone to 3.75%, the 5th increase this year. So that's still low compared to what they are in the United States, obviously. ECB President, the bank president, Christine Lagarde, has signaled the possibility of a halt, but the latest inflation data casts doubt on that scenario. Key policy rates set by the Federal Reserve, the Bank of England, and European Central Bank. Inflation in the Eurozone fell to an 18-month low, but is still well above the European Central Bank's 2% target. The drop in natural gas and electricity prices caused overall inflation to fall, but food prices remain high. Prices in the service sector have increased compared to last year. The COVID pandemic and the war in Ukraine have wreaked havoc on global supply chains, leading to a sharp rise in the prices of food staples worldwide. The Food and Agriculture Organization's Food Price Index has declined steadily since peaking in the summer of 2022, but remains significantly higher than it was in 2019. The rise in interest rates succeeded in only partially showing inflation, but it hit the credit lines of households and companies. Net change in demand for loans or lines of credit to businesses and household mortgages in the euro area in percentage change per quarter. Low unemployment. EU unemployment hit 5.9% in June and July, the lowest level since 2000, so that's good news. Unemployment rate in EU countries as of June 2023 as a percentage of the population aged 15 to 74 who are unemployed. And the deep color, of course, depicts the size of the problem. And this I've translated for you from Banking News Greece, from a Greek article. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.